Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to iTouch App Reviewers. In this video, I've got two stories to go over, not very many, but these are pretty big and pretty cool. So the first one here, Apple debuts an online store with a 10% discount for veterans and active military. So this is the new store that they've launched. I'll go to that in just a second. But basically, you can get the iPhone XS starting at $899 instead of $999, or the XR for starting at only $674. So that is a pretty big discount, and it's cool to see Apple doing this for veterans and military and families, because as you can see here, it also works for members of their household. So if you are the wife of an active military member or the husband of one, you guys can also get in on this discount. So when you try to go to the website, here is what you see. You basically have to agree that you are part of the services, whatever. So I'm just gonna hit accept just to see where it takes me. But obviously only do this if you are really a veteran or military. I don't know how they check it, but my guess is there is some way that they're going to be able to check this and or ask for an ID. So don't ruin a good thing. But anyways, here are the phones that you can select, and here are the Macs. As you can see, 10% off for a lot of these. Actually, I think all of these are 10%. So yeah, that is crazy. Apple Watch as well, iPads, they got pretty much everything. So this is super cool. If you are a veteran or active military or family, you guys can get in on this. And of course, veterans and military, thank you for your service. Next up, Apple is going to wait until at least 2020 to release 5G iPhones. Now, this is something that really, when I read this, I did not want to read it. It just makes me sad that Apple is not going to do this this coming year. But this is Apple. They like to wait, and 5G isn't even really a thing yet. So maybe it makes sense. But Apple won't release an iPhone that can connect to 5G networks until at least 2020, claims a new report out. And this is according to Bloomberg sources, which Bloomberg's hit or miss, but ever since that one story that they aired, I have much less respect for them. But Apple's planning to delay its support for the next gen 5G speeds until next year. Now, don't get this confused with Wi-Fi 5G, 5 gigahertz networks. This is 5G like 4G on your phone, like LTE. So just keep that in mind. This is for cellular. So here's a quote. It says, as with 3G and 4G, the two previous generations of mobile tech, Apple will wait as long as a year after the initial deployment of the new networks before its main product gets the capability to access them. So the people who asked not to be identified discussing the company's plans. 5G is going to be much faster than 4G. It's going to be an awesome upgrade. And they're saying basically here that this could really, really hurt Apple if they don't hop on this, because you can expect Samsung and all the Android phone makers to hop on this immediately. And if they're able to sell a phone and advertise it as being 5G ready and Apple can't, we can imagine that would hurt Apple's sales quite a bit. Because I think people, like maybe a couple years ago, people wouldn't have noticed, but nowadays people notice their speeds on their phone when they're out and about. And if some dude's got a Samsung, Galaxy S5 or S5, Galaxy S9, and it's getting like 500 megabits or 1,000 megabits per second down, and I'm sitting over here with an iPhone that's getting 70, that's a big difference. And that's something that might be noticeable to people as they're out and about. Like I said, there aren't really any 5G networks out right now that are like mainstream, so you can't go out and get this yet. But the carriers are testing this. They are building out their networks. I know T-Mobile's on it, Verizon's on it. So they're working on it. It does take time, but I would like for Apple's next phone to be 5G ready. Reason being, most of us, or at least a lot of us, buy phones every 2 years. So if I buy a 2019 phone, probably won't be upgrading till 2021. So that's a 2-year gap. And if these come out in 2019 or 2020 rather, then that sucks, because then I'd probably have to buy in between, and I don't like buying the S models. So hopefully Apple will come to their senses here, because this will actually hurt them a little bit in sales, but we'll have to see what happens. But right now it's looking like 2020 release, which definitely not the thing that we wanted to read about today. So that's all I got for this one. If you liked it, hit it with a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.